Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. This is your host, Tom Quee here. Yet another interview. This is 130. You know, we're not in Rogan or numbers or anything like that, but we're trying to get there eventually. And as always, please follow the show at Battle Rap Resume. The Patreon is there if you want to support everything, the interviews and masterminds and episodes like this and whatever. Go on there first. So yeah, if you want to get access to that on an official feed as well that you can just download straight to your phone. Leave us a review on iTunes as well, please. Really appreciate it. I think we've got like 50 reviews or so far, so that's really, really cool. And if you're nosy, just go on the iTunes page. You know, check out the reviews for yourself. Maybe leave one in the process. Today, this guest is, a huge figure in my eyes. Definitely someone who was around when I got into battle rap around the 2012 time. He'd been around for a little while then. And as I got into it, you know, he was a big part of all these mythic events and moments. And back when Don't Flop was like this incredibly compelling thing alongside being battle rap, you know, it just had so many characters and interesting modes. And, you know, this guy was there. Mr. 13, Fertz. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good to be here, man. Thanks for having me. Shout out to everyone locked on. And I'm humbled. I'm humbled people still even know who I am, sort of thing.
Oh, so, man.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Are you kidding me? Like, it's crazy that your last battle, you know, was like
5 years, bro. It's 5 years in December.
That's right, it was. Yeah, 5 years. Set the standard 10. We'll get to that, the caustic battle. And you did 13 battles, and you bowed out for people who aren't aware, but I think a lot of people are. And you fucking stuck to it, man. Never the inclination to come back in that time?
To be fair, and we'll get into it a little bit later when we talk about when I was a Don't Flop staff member, there was talk of me battling actually, but we'll get into that. We were going to do like a Headhunters thing, but we'll get into it later. But that was the only time I really considered it. But other than that, haven't had the urge to do it, to be honest. And I feel like I left it in very capable hands. You know, obviously Gemini's killing it now, and like I think he's surpassed anything I could do. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I left it in safe hands. You know,
you in terms of writing, rapping, hip hop, like when did that start? Can you remember?
Oh wow. Yeah, I can. I used to write raps in primary school, bro. I used to write raps when I was like 10 years old.
Wait, were you like Kid 13 back then or what?
No, I was called Terra D was my first rap name, my first MC name, because it was more garage in those days, you know. I'm old, bro. So yeah, that was like the late 90s, early 2000s and stuff. So yeah, it was more like garage when I first started. But yeah, obviously hip hop's such a immersing culture, and it's part of my youth, part of like my peers' youth, you know. So hip hop kind of grabbed me in, and I had more room as well to write in hip hop because it's obviously a faster tempo on it's like 140 on garage. So I found my niche sort of thing on the hip hop beats that are like 95 BPM. I felt like I had more to say, and yeah, first bars I wrote, I think. I used to copy raps, to be honest. Like I used to like listen to the Fugees and people like that, and like modify their raps. You know what I'm saying? It all kind of started with learning other people's raps and then, you know, spitting them. And I think then I obviously had the urge to be creative and add my own spark to it. And then when I really started rapping was probably in high school. Yeah, I think it was, to be honest, brother, it was like an identity thing. It gave me an identity, you know, because I don't think I was necessarily Mr. Cool. Like, I wasn't in the A crowd. I wasn't that guy, if I'm honest with you, you know. But as a rapper, that gave me an identity, you know. He's the guy that's good at rapping. He can entertain us through rap. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it gave me, I don't know, it gave me a self-worth at the time.
And the name Mr. 13, how did that grow from Terra D?
There was a Terra D in it. So I was at the stage where I didn't feel like I was established and someone else had the name who was kind of established. Even though I didn't copy it from him, I felt a bit of a way, you know. So I tried to pick a name that no one else would have, bruv, you know, because obviously 13's an unlucky number, but I was born on the 13th. Right. And 13's always been a lucky number for me. I've kind of like that black sheep, that rebel mentality sort of thing, that contrarian. That's always kind of been who I've been, you know. So Mr. 13, no one was called that, bro. You know,
it's a great battle rap name.
Like, but a lot of name flips, though. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely. Battle rap, then. Like, how did that get into the picture?
Yeah, I think I've been thinking about this obviously since we said we was going to do this. I think I have to definitely talk about my time as a fan, because I started as a fan, you know. The first time I ever heard of Don't Flop, I actually bought a beat of Scissors. Do you remember Scissors?
Yeah, of course. I had him on the show, yeah.
I was sick. Yeah. I've got a lot of love for him. He's a proper cool guy as well. And I think I bought a beat of him on MySpace, bruv. Like, so we're talking way back, you know what I'm saying? And on his MySpace, he had his battles. Like, he had like a main page on MySpace, and you could post whatever, you know what I mean, on your comment section. And I think he had his battle with Enlish. And to this day, bruv, that's still one of my favorite battles. Like, him and Enlish lived with each other at the time, so it was one of the most personal battles you'll ever watch. Like,
I mean, that's one of the. I think that's like the earliest event on the Don't Flop channel. Kruger versus DK on it.
Yeah. It's that event there, bruv. That event there. I think it was in Brighton.
Yeah, it
Rare
was,
Kind Records, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'm not sure of the year, maybe 2010. Something like that, around that time. But yeah, bruv. So that was. I didn't watch it as it came out, sort of thing. I watched it like post it dropping. But then once I got into Don't Flop and I started watching a couple battles, I think, like, I'm sure you can attest to this, and like many people, once you get into it, you just start watching everything, bro. Yeah. Oh, that guy's sick, let me watch all his battles. Oh, that guy battled that guy. Oh, let me check that out. You know what I mean? So I kind of grew into a fan through that. And what got me to come to events was my boy Nishi battling. That was the first event that I ever actually went to. He battled Jolly J.
Yeah.
Jolly J in, like, it wasn't really a tryout. It was just kind of, that was before tryouts. It was just like, Nishi was someone who was kind of established music-wise. And I know and them, like, they had respect for him music-wise. And obviously he was a more kind of, I know it's fucking super cliche to say it, but it's a more street rapper.
Sure, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
wasn't he called Wordplay or something?
Yeah. He's I can't remember the reasoning behind him using Nishi, actually. I think I definitely asked him to explain that at some stage. But I think what he wanted is like an alter ego, like having music as one separate entity and then Nishi as the battling thing, sort of thing. So, but Wordplay is, or words what I kind of know, man, still. But, that's the first event. I think it was Blood in the Water 2, maybe, or 2 or 3.
Yeah, it was one of those. And it's funny you mention yourself as a fan, because just recently I was on one of the watches with Avocado and Canel and Most Prop, and we ended up watching this kind of bargain bucket classic, Nico De Negro versus Killer Question. And you are in the front of that battle as a fan.
Yeah. Was that in Fiddler's Elbow?
Oh, no, it wasn't. No, it was somewhere else.
I'm thinking of a
looked
different
a bit,
one.
I don't know, it looked like where some more early events are. But you were definitely there, and we point you out in the thing. Do you recall that battle?
I don't, bro. There's a lot of things. That's what I will disclaimer out there. There's a lot of things I might have been there for, but like I was there in physical, but I might have not been there in spirit, like, because obviously like to have a couple of drinks at events and enjoy myself, and like memory loss is definitely a problem I suffer from. So apologies on that one. I don't remember that particular battle, but I do remember the early stages, and obviously there was like some real characters, as you mentioned, like Nico the Negro, innit? He was a real character, bruv, and he was like someone who polarized opinions as well. You know,
yourself versus Vidi Intellect, then, which comes in at a point in Don't Flop's history when it's really, it's got its foot on the pedal.
This confused little prick talk shit. All my words make a point and I practice no Scrabble. Ask about me, but I get more references than the math and dose battle. See, I know about history, your flows can't do shit to me, I've got it figured out. Write hot bars that singe my mouth and spit them out like Listerine. I could guillotine his ribs and spleen. Wives and kids will scream, it'll be a violent mystery when CSI hit the scene. If his guys intervene, bright lights will hit the scenes of the fitted jeans, kneecapping the spasm and having different genes of bitches they won't live to be.
How did this tryout get started?
I think my whole thing was I wanted to release music before I battled, because I felt like my style, because I was quite punchline based, innit, and wordplay based. Like, I like just flipping the English language. I've always had a passion for that. Like, the only thing I've ever got an A in my life was English language. You know what I'm saying? GCSE. Like, that's the fucking, like, something that I had a passion for. So I always felt like battle rap was going to be a good lane for me, but at the same time I didn't want to just be known for that. So in my head, for whether it was right or wrong, I wanted to release music first. So that was, because you got to think, I was going to an events for like a year before I actually battled, but I actually stuck my toe in the water, as it were. So for whatever reason, I felt like that was the time. So I hit up I can't say what really made me say like, oh, let's do it now. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I thought, look, I've released some music now. I think I'd been on SBTV, Grime Daily. I'd been on some of the main channels. Like, don't get me wrong, shit wasn't fucking taking off like that. I'm not going to lie. Right. But in my head, I had already kind of accomplished the goals musically that I felt like I needed to be established. So yeah, I hit up her, and then I had to wait a while because it weren't like they was doing tryouts every other week them days, like. So I had to wait a little while, and then I remember me and Bones was on holiday in Ibiza. We came back, and I had a message from her, innit? I remember it proper clearly. Like, we would drive. I remember sometimes you remember like every little detail, innit? You know? So I was in the car in the passenger seat, and obviously we had just come from a long flight, and basically, you know, people know I'm a smoker, so you can imagine what I was thinking at that time. So I was chilling in the passenger seat, doing what I do, and then going through all your messages. Obviously, man turned data roaming off, like fuck that shit. So I had loads of messages to go through, and then I went on Facebook, and her had sent me MIDI Intellects, fucking sent me a couple videos or whatever it was, and said, yeah, you're battling this guy on this date. And I was like, oh shit, Mosey, it's really happening, like, this shit's really going, like. And to be honest, I was really excited then. I remember being super excited, like, feeling recharged, obviously, as you do sometimes after a holiday, and just feeling like, yeah, this is my time. I can kill this guy, you know. And started watching his videos, and to be fair, he was good. He weren't shit, MIDI Intellect. No. He had worked a lot with the People's Army, which is a group, that myself and DJ Bones, we had dealings with and that. So, it weren't ever an issue. See, I was never the guy that was going to try and get dirt on you. I was never really that type of rapper, innit? I was anti that, if anything, you know? I was more like, we're going to rap and I'm going to be better than you know what I'm saying? So that was just my whole attitude. Like, I listened to him, and as you do, when you're a battler and you're battling someone, you're the worst critic ever, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you watch a video in a way that no one really watch it. You watch it as a supreme hater, bro. You know what I mean? So, like, every little thing what, he wore that? Like, what, he rhymed that with that? Like, you know what I mean? So, in my head, I don't know what it is. I'm sure other battlers do the same. Like, and then after you battled the guy, he's blessed. You know what I'm saying? But for that time period, you think he's shit. Like, he's the worst guy ever. Like, you know what I mean? Because I guess it's something you have to kind of tell yourself in order to know that you're going to be better than him, and you're going to win, like, and also to help you with bars, and it's to pick apart him personally. And it was the first time that I ever had to do that, you know. But what I would say is, because I had been thinking about battling, I had random bars that would neatly go for anyone, bro. You know. And I think if you look back at my history, if you will, as a battler, some of my best bars could have applied to anyone, you know. And those were bars that I thought just in my car driving around, like, or I might have thought of it 3 battles before I actually used it, because I thought it was slightly more relevant to this guy, or you know what I mean. But a lot of the bars that I used for MIDI Intellect, I already had ready. Like, I think there was in the second round, I did a scheme, like a weapon scheme. And bear in mind, this is my tryout, like in 2011, late 2011,
yeah,
isn't it? It's like October, October 2011. And I, like, not trying to say I fucking birth schemes or anything, but I would say it's worth mentioning, like, not many people's doing schemes in Don't Flop at that stage, innit? So to do a weapon scheme, which I felt was like, it was decent still. I was proud of that. Like, I was happy with that. But again, it could have applied to anyone, you know? So what I did is I mixed the bars that I had ready. That was probably the easiest battle that I ever had to write for, because I already had bars ready, like, you know, for anyone. So yeah,
it's like the debut album of a band, you know.
Yeah, for real, that is a great way of looking at it. And so often with a rapper, their debut album is their best as well. Just because I feel like they've got so much to say, bruv. Like, they've got so many things built up that they can now drop, like, that they can release. Whereas the second album, you're starting from scratch now, like, and that's kind of how it was for me still. But that's a great analogy. But yeah, so MIDI Intellect, I felt like he had 3 good rounds, if I'm honest. He had the crowd laughing at me, and it was the first time I had to experience that as well, you know, which people don't get that as well. That is something, people should be given respect anyway. That get into that battle rap arena, you should give people respect, even if you don't think they're good, bro, because that's the situation a lot of people, like a high percentage of society, would never put themselves in, you know, because you're standing there This guy's fucking saying whatever he wants, bro. He can say whatever he wants to you. And if you punch him, you're the one out of order. Imagine that. Like, what other situation in life is like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody actually punches someone in battle rap, they're like the demon. You know what I'm saying? But man can stand in your face and talk about fucking killing your mum and your dead relatives and all of that. And that's fair play. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was hard at first, bro. I'm not going to lie. I think what's relevant to mention now is the style that you know me for, this animated Mr. 13, I think animated is the best word, because I almost was like a cartoon character. Like,
very exaggerated motions and the voice. And
that was never the plan, bro. I'm not going to lie that was the plan. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if that was the plan, I would have played that role a little bit better, if you know what I'm trying to say. Right. Like, but it was never the plan, bro. You know who I would ideally have liked? So my persona, not my persona, that's the wrong word. My style, my demeanor, I would have liked to have been like Kruger, bro. I think Kruger, the way he's just so laid back and just roasting, man. Like, I just think it's amazing, honestly. And I think the calmness in that moment is just so, like, as someone that's battled, I just don't know how he does it. Even Tony, like, I don't know how he stays so calm at times. Like, Tony D, obviously, I'm talking about. Yeah. Someone else that I used to like was Els. I'm not sure if you remember Els from Manchester, way back. And I think he was another one who just stand there. Like, he was a bit hit and miss, if I'm honest. I don't think he'd mind me saying that either. Like, I think
he's back now. I don't know if you follow the scene, but he's
no
back
way
battling. Yeah.
Oh, well, good, brother. I'll go check him out then. I'll go. Yeah. What another disclaimer? Like, I'm not 100% up on everything UK right now, so like, it's not that I'm better than it, or I'm just too busy living my best life or whatever. So if there's anything you think is relevant or battles that I should watch, like, I'm open to it. You know what I'm saying?
So this is October 2011, as we say. This is a long time ago. So far back, Blood in the Water 5 is being advertised as a future event. Flop's fourth quarter we're at now. This is the last tryout event of the year. Lots of bad battles went down here. Oh, what was he called? Like Samuel Sharps or something battled here. This really shitty tryout that I covered on the show ages ago.
I don't like it.
Yeah, he was bad. MIDI
Locksmith as well. Locksmith battled. That's a bit of
Locksmith
trivia.
Locksmith
battled at that event. Battled Wayne Rooney MC. The battle dropped, and I think he placed a complaint or something, and he said he had to be brought down or whatever it was. Right. But Locksmith roasted him, bro. To be honest, it was a really good battle, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I like how MIDI Intellect mocked you for your sort of babbling intro.
I think mocking me was the best angle, bro, because I came across as someone who took himself so seriously, and I wouldn't say I took myself as seriously as it came across, but I definitely did take it too seriously, like, you know what I'm saying? That's the point I was trying to make before I veered off track. Like, I always wanted to be calm and collected in front of the camera and that, but bruv, when man stepped on the stage and the adrenaline started running, and like the anxiety, to be honest, because I suffer from really bad anxiety. Like, I was trying to explain this to MA the other day, actually. I saw him at that URL event, and like, he was like, bruv, you never would have known. Like, and I was like, bruv, I was even now, like, I have anxiety problems, you know what I'm saying? Battles were hard for me, bro. Like, the day of the battle, like, I'd feel terrible, absolutely terrible, bro. Going through the worst scenario, like, honestly, when I look back, I look at it as a win that I even got through my bars, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like, I used to throw up after battle. Every battle, I've had 13 battles. This is a bit of trivia, a bit of fucking exclusive for you, yeah? I would throw up after all my battles, bro. Once the adrenaline stopped running of the battle, I used to go outside, go around the corner, throw up, bro. Like, my boys would tell you, like, they're the only ones that really saw it, obviously. It's not something as a battle rapper you want to fucking... That's going to be an angle used against you, obviously, so you're not going to put that out there. And as a battle rapper, as a whole, you don't want to come across as weak, innit? Even though it sounds stupid, like, that was my mentality, and I'm pretty sure I wasn't the only one that felt like that. But yeah, bro, 100%, every single battle I did, I went outside and threw up afterwards, brother. And you would never know, innit? When I was telling MA, it was like, he was just like, really? Like, you're so, like, charismatic and shit. Like, but I was like, bruv, because I was telling him about, because Bones, my DJ Bones, shout out to DJ Bones, he'll probably be listening to this at some stage as well, because he's a fan of your work. He got married recently, and I had to do his best man speech. And I was explaining to them, bro, I had that same anxiety. Like, it was mum's spaghetti, bro. I threw up in the disabled toilets about 10 minutes before I fucking had to do it. Like, and this is, everyone's looking at me like, you're going to kill it, bro. What's wrong with you? Like, but, and I did, to be fair, I killed it. I smashed it. But the anxiety I had to go through, it was crazy, bro. So when I got up on the stage, it was like, so much was going on. I had to, like, that shouting, that animated first, that it was never the plan, bruv. It just came out like that, and every battle was like that. So even the more I did it, you'd think I'd be more comfortable, but it was never really like that, bruv. Because I felt more pressure. Because in my tryout battle, I had zero expectations. No one expected me to kill it. I didn't even know who the fuck I was. But once you get a little name for yourself, and then you're battling decent people as well that you don't want to lose to, that's even more anxiety, bruv. Even more pressure. You know what I'm saying? But
it's potent stuff that you deliver in the battle. Some of the lines do feel a bit like, from your notebook to a certain extent, but people enjoy the technique. MIDI stands for misinformed, delusional idiot, is one of your flips there in the first. I liked how in your second, you said it's not mum joke time. You say it's in joke time. And you do, like, kind of meta don't flop bars of that time. You mentioned possessed blood in the water.
Yeah, he was doing the blood in the water. He was shouting out. It was like all the fucking blood in the water battles came out with possessed in the background, like, blood in the water. Like, it was fucking annoying, bruv. I'm not going to lie. Like, shout out to possessed.
And you mentioned Chronicle predicting bars when he's not battling.
He was
Soul Matter, he does that, yeah.
This is me sitting watching all of the battles as a fan and picking up little bits here and there that ended up getting used in that round. Like I said, that was pre-prepared, so that's what I kind of threw in there. And I think like you said, some of the references may have gone over people's head, or not trying to say they're so clever that they went over heads, but I don't think people would expect me to take that angle in my first battle, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't necessarily get what I was on about. But yeah, it was kind of me coming out swinging, innit, saying, look, I'm calling people out straight off the bat, you know what I'm saying? Obviously possessed, he wasn't going to battle, man, but Chronicle might have. Like, I'm calling out things, not names that I want to battle, I'm calling out things that I don't like within this battle scene, you know what I'm saying? And that was always my kind of, because like I said, I played the villain. If you want to kind of wrap up this battle, I'd say obviously it went to the decision, and I just about got it, to be honest.
Well, you got it 3-0. You got it 3-0.
I got it 3-0, but I think each one of them was like, I'll give it to Furtz. And I think it was Pamphlet, Lunacy, which was a stripe, to be fair, to have Luna doing my battle. Yeah. But he was filming a video or something like that, so it's not like he came down just for me or anything. But it's funny because as I fast forward a little bit, talking about playing the villain and that, my next battle was up in Leeds against Joe Snow, not Jon Snow. If it was Jon Snow, I would have fucking lost, you know what I mean? But
West Yorkshire got some rowdy MCs. They're making moves in the game, so now when you're calling them, they ain't calling back. It's ironic they give you the cold shoulder, because you'll always be a warm-up at. So now he's like, why? Now he's like, why do I get outshined every time I rhyme on a track with my boys? You stupid fuck! It's because they rap in their actual voice!
Yeah, so my next battle, and they put us, in those days, used to put us in I think it was To The Test or something. So it'd be in a group, fucking Facebook group. All the battle rappers would be in there, innit? And I just saw this as my opportunity to just ruffle some feathers, bruv. Like, fuck these lot. Like, not even in a malicious way. Like, like I never started any sort of physical drama in Don't Flop, like, ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was never my motive. Like, but definitely to come in and be like, man, fuck these lot, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, ruffle a few feathers. You lot ain't on music, really. You're not doing this. You're not using this platform properly. Or whatever angle I felt at the time. You know what I'm saying? So when I was in that group, like, even Luna, I was even like, oh, Luna, oh yeah, you're the guy that judged my battle, innit? It was just like little shots like that, and there was a South versus North kind of them jokes as well, and then it was funny, bro. I was just super ruffling feathers, like, and straight off of the bat, I was playing the villain, you know what I mean? But it's funny because later on I found out that my skin wasn't thick enough to play the villain. Like, I had to find that out the hard way, you know? Because I think playing the villain would have been a great angle for me, but I just, like, my skin wasn't thick enough for all the negativity that came back. Like, I was happy enough to put the negative energy out there, but once it came back, I was playing the victim. Like, oh no, they're saying bad things about me. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I found out later. But at that point, I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna be the bad guy, man. Fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to make friends with none of these lot. Blah blah blah. Not even like a malicious way, like.
Sure. But
definitely, if you talk to any of a lot of the battle rappers would probably remember that stage, because that was their first impression of me.
Well, I mean, it comes up a lot in battles, over all 13 of them. You use Twitter in a certain way.
Yeah.
It always comes up.
how
And like, even in a
diplomatic you are,
judging
bro.
decision, Sol's like, I'll give it to 13, but he's a dickhead on Facebook.
Yeah. There you go. See, shout out to you, bro. That is a journalistic move. What you just did. That is so relevant to what I just said. That was 100% about the Facebook conversation we was having. Even though he's a dick on Facebook, I give it to him. You know, I must have won because he really didn't want to give it to me. You know what I'm saying? But people like Sol who were good at writing, but I was a bit more ignorant in those days. I'm not gonna lie. It's 2011, 2012. Like, I'm a lot more grown up now. I'd like to think still, but yeah, so I was like, oh, these lot, man, they just gotta chat to me. You know what I'm saying?
But you know, in battling terms, then to go from your tryout to battling onto the Test 10, which a lot of people say is one of the all-time greatest UK events.
Oh, for real?
I would definitely agree.
That was the 2-dayer as well, isn't it?
Crazy.
Yeah,
you straight into the fire here.
Yeah. I think obviously, kind of backtracking a little bit. I don't want this to be no 3-hour thing. You know what I'm saying? But backtracking a little bit. I think what is also relevant is the fact that I knew and Kruger, like, from going to these events, like, and we would chat, and because I was Nishi's friend, they had respect for him, and they knew I did a radio show. They see me interviewing people when I was doing Two Skinny Guys and the camera thing, myself and DJ Bones interviewing a lot of the
what was
rappers.
that, right? Because that gets flipped in a few battles as well.
Yeah, because I used to wear the Two Skinny Guys and the camera T-shirt to try and promote the brand. I think in every battle I did, I tried to promote something, because I just thought that was the point, if I'm honest. Like, especially, like I said, like, I didn't enjoy it, bruv. Like, it was hard work for me, to be honest. It was literally doing it for the greater good sort of thing, what I thought anyway. So yeah, the Two Skinny Guys on the camera, that was myself and DJ Bones, who had a radio show for like 15 years. Actually just did our last show a couple weeks ago. But look out for DJ Bones on Twitter and that. Definitely got to give him the plug, because he's someone who's relevant to my story and to the Don't Flop story, because he was DJing there many times, you know what I'm saying? So but yeah, so me and him would go around doing, like, literally what it says on the tin, Two Skinny Guys on the camera. I would interview the fucking whoever it was, the artist at the time, someone, I don't know.
Are these online still?
Yeah, DJ Bones and Mr. 13 YouTube channel. Okay. Yeah, you'll see us interviewing, I don't know who's the biggest ones, fucking J. Cole, Rich 32, some of the bigger ones that we did. Yeah, we were doing our thing for a long time, definitely, and we enjoyed it. So that was that to kind of fill in that part of the story. Two Skinny Guys on the camera, and the point I was trying to make is these guys knew me as well. So I think I wasn't just any old guy. You know, they had my CD. I was handing out CDs at the, like, you know what I'm saying? I built their respect just on a human to human basis before I ever really battled. So that helped me, and enabled me probably to maybe have a smoother path. And that might sound like, favoritism, but listen, let me say this. I definitely want to say this, yeah. In any business, having good working relationships with people is key, yeah? So if you want to be a rebel and you want to say, fuck this person, fuck the boss, be some fucking guy who's blocking your own blessings and making your life hard, then you can be that. But just know you're going to be on an island sooner or later. You know, if you want to burn all the bridges in the world, and this is me talking from experience, but you're going to end up on an island staring into the abyss. You know what I'm saying? So what I would say, in any, like, even if you took it to a street level thing, bruv, if you've got a fucking plug and they invite you around for a fucking family barbecue, you're not going to go. Are you telling me you're going to tell him nah? Like, you know what I'm saying? So this early doors, I think it's relevant. I know I'm probably blabbering now, but what the point I'm trying to make is early doors, even before I battled, I was trying to cultivate that link with Irvin Kruger, you know? Like, there would be an event, say we might be going to the same event as them afterwards. I'll be like, oh, come, roll with me. Now they're in my whip. Now we're just chatting. Now I'm trying to gauge how Nishi's doing, but also trying to feel them out. And through having a couple drinks here and there, man, got cool with them. You know what I'm saying? So what I would say, that definitely helped my path in Don't Flop, even to being a staff member. But I don't regret that in any way. And I don't think that's fake in any way either. Like, I didn't grow up with these guys. Like, I'm trying to build a good working relationship because we can be mutually beneficial to each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think, just to your point of, I kind of jumped to the test thing fairly quickly. They needed someone to battle their local guy, Joe Snow, And let me be super honest, they asked Locksmith first, and I think he turned it down. So because Locksmith killed his battle, but it never really dropped, didn't it? And so he didn't have necessarily the name out of it, but they had the respect for him that they wanted him to battle.
Yeah.
So they offered him Joe Snow. Sorry, I keep saying John. But yeah, so that's actually him turning that down has actually got a big part of to do with my story, because then I might have had to wait to the next event, or so my momentum wouldn't have been what it should have been, But yeah, so the battle gets made. I'm fucking ruffling feathers in this group, like making a little name for myself in that way, and I didn't care about being liked at that stage by any of these guys, I just wanted to go in there. I felt like I was better than them. I genuinely felt like I couldn't lose, and I'm going in there watching Joe Snow, all credit to Joe Snow, because I think he's got his own style that's fairly unique to him, and a lot of those Leeds guys, they fly the flag for where they're from, and I definitely respect that. But he weren't going to beat me, bro. His style was never going to beat my style. That's just the way I look at it. I'm quite a fan of combat sports, boxing, UFC, etc. So sometimes his styles make fights, and his style was never going to make it was never going to beat my punchline, crowd orientated. When you do punchlines and you build up to them, and then you turn to the crowd and do the punch, it's not rocket science, bro. You know what I'm saying? You turn to the crowd, open your arms up, you get them involved, you drop the punchline, they go mad, bro. They fucking love it, bro. And even if it's his crowd, because he was in Leeds, and I love the idea of battling people in their own ends. I loved it, bro, because I felt like the more of an underdog I was, the better, because I felt less and less pressure. Talking to the point I made earlier, I don't want to labor the point, but obviously, the more pressure I felt, the harder it was for me to do the battle. So I like to battle people I weren't supposed to beat, So go into his territory and battling him there in front of his boys. I think he had mateys on the card. I think he was Matter's boy. He was in crew with blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? So that was very much a motivation for me.
Yeah, I think you did a preview blog with Matter and Luna. I think I remember that.
Yeah, so he's brethren with Luna. I think they was in a crew together, the WY thing, if I'm not mistaken. That was kind of killing it at the time, not going to lie.
Yeah.
And, obviously Luna's success kind of trickled down, and them lot was doing their thing still. And they put out music as well. And they, to be honest, there's no, hard feelings with anyone I battled. And I don't want to be that smug guy, because I could have fucked up in that battle. There was a moment, I think, a split second, I nearly forgot my bars, and that could have turned the tides of the battle, you know what I mean? But I just think in general, I was just too well equipped to win that battle, because I was still quite fresh in Don't Flop, so I was still had the motivation. I still enjoyed writing, put it that way. I still enjoyed writing for battles. And I still felt like I had a name to make for myself. So I was one of the most motivated times. And a lot of people would say that's one of my best battles, best performances. And if you look, I think I had 3 good rounds. I don't think I always had... what I would say in my battle career, I think I had great moments, but I never had 3 great rounds. If you put my show reel together, the best of thirds, I was always fucking begging it with Kruger, I'm not gonna lie. So the best of thirds, man, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck, you got best of this guy, best of that guy? But anyway, yeah, Krugs, if you're listening, bro, you still owe me a best of thirds, man. But yeah, I think it was top tier. In my humble opinion, obviously I'm biased and I think I'm great, like most battlers do, and I've got an ego, blah, blah, blah. But I think a lot of people that know battle rap would agree with me. If you put my best bars together, it is top tier stuff. But I don't think I ever had 3 rounds of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, sorry, just to get back to the Joe Snow thing. Yeah, it was a massive event to be part of. Myself and DJ Bones drove up there. This is the times where I didn't even want to let my boys know about the battle thing too much, to be honest, because I was still feeling my way out in it. So I didn't want to have loads of my boys there and then I end up fucking losing, you know what I mean?
On from there then, as we moved, you weren't on the 4th birthday. Yet you were quite a big name at this time. Were you missing out there? Is that how you felt? Or
4th birthday.
You remember when Arsenal and Shotty?
Oh yeah, no, I did. I probably did. I mean, I think no, because I battled my 3rd battle.
Your 3rd battle was Flex. You battled Flex Digits.
Yeah. Sorry. But another point I want to make as well. We drove for that flipping. Sorry to go back, but we drove for 6 hours in the snow to get to that battle, bro. Ironically enough, that Joe Snow battle, and it was one. And then like the way back was treacherous. I remember driving up there and there was like lorries. It was like a graveyard of cars, bruv. Like seriously, there was like lorries turned over. Like it was the most treacherous drive I've ever done in my life. Like I just think, I know, I just wanted to fucking throw that shit in there to know what fucking people know what we go through to get to these fucking battles. But yeah, anyway, Flex Digits actually called me out, which was surprising, bearing in mind he had been in the league for fucking 4 years, bruv, you know? So he was someone considered top tier. He called me out from that battle. I think he's from probably up them ways anyway, so maybe he took I don't know why, to be honest. Never actually asked him why he called me out, but I think he followed me on Twitter, but I think he tweeted someone called that Mr. 13 guy out for me. And then I think I just sent a message to her like, yo, make that battle for me please, bruv. He's like, alright, cool.
Yeah.
Made the battle. That was the first time I battled at night as well. That was when I battled Flex, but that was when Shotty battled Yunnan,
right? Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, bro. No, because then Shotty battled Arsenal not long after that, innit? I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't remember feeling slighted, if I'm honest.
No, I mean, there were only so many spots to fill. They had Ogmios on there, Adam the Rapper.
I was. I probably did feel slighted, to be honest. Yeah, right. Because those are two people that, if I'm honest, and they're lovely guys. And when I got to meet them and know them, especially Ogmi is such a lovely guy. But at the time, I was like, nah, I should be on there instead of these lot. You know what I'm saying? And there was a lot of guys like that. I'm not going to pick them out or single them out. There was a lot of people like that I just thought I was better than. Like, and I don't think I'm the only one that's ever thought that. Like, it's just a mentality that it kind of helps you. Because if you don't think you're the fucking shit, how are you going to get up in front of fucking 1,000 people at times? Like, and let someone call you everything they want under the sun. Like, you're gonna have to think that you're the shit, bruv. You know, so I definitely, you're probably right, bruv. At that time, I was super fucking, like, when I saw other people get opportunities, not just only in battle rap, when I saw, like, someone get a fire in the booth, and I'll be like, oh, he ain't as good as me. Like, I had that genuine hater mentality, if I'm honest, bruv. And that's something I can honestly take accountability and hold my hand up for now, you know? So I'm pretty sure you're right that I was feeling away, you know, because that would have been a massive event to be part of. And make it worse, I went there to watch Tony versus O'Shea, and they didn't let me in, bro. They didn't let me in because I didn't have ID. So I would definitely, now you triggered that memory, I was definitely feeling fucking slighted by that guy who was a bit of a folk hero at the time. The security guard, the big security guard, brother. And I think he even got up on stage and... I can't remember, but he was full of himself, bruv, you know? So he ended up turning man away. It weren't just me. I'm going to throw Reveal under the bus with me as well. We went to see Tony. Obviously, Reveal's fucking one of his old school boys, Poisonous Poet days. And we couldn't even watch the battle, bruv. We just went and got a fucking shawarma. It just fucking missed one of the best battles as well, because Tony Osh was a classic battle. So, anyway, 4th birthday. Actually do have some fucking bad memories, if I'm honest, but I made it, I think, to the second day, because I think Shotty Arsenal I definitely watched, that was a massive battle, really, innit? It turned out to be a massive battle, obviously, with the views and that.
Yeah, legendary, groundbreaking.
Yeah, groundbreaking, that's a good word, yeah.
Really, really was, like, you know, I don't think... there's been certainly there'll probably never be a higher viewed UK battle ever.
What is it on now, bro? It's like, it must be
like 10 million or something. Yeah, off the top of my head. Like, it's been surpassed globally. I think by Dumbfounded, Conceited, and maybe one or two others as well. But you know, still held that record for a fucking long time. Probably the longest battle.
Long time, bro.
Ever hold it. But you know, pushing forward then.
Sorry.
The majority of 2013, the sort of first half. For you was taking up, you know, doubles in the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
With Nishi. Like, how did this come about? When you found out about the tournament, I remember they had the open call for teams and stuff like that. Were you instantly game? Did you grab Nishi and like what?
Yeah. I think the IM battle came before that. It was IM, Archaic, and then the fucking tournament, I think, if I'm right.
Right.
But yeah, I think... The tournament, like, I think, let me just briefly touch on IM and Archaic, because I think they were sick of performances. Like, that was one when I remember telling you about the flipping throwing up outside and all of that, bro. Literally, as they're announcing the decision, I remember throwing up in my mouth, like. And if you see some of my battles, you know, when the camera comes to you after when you win the battle, like I just kind of nod at it rather than saying anything because I've actually got fucking sick in my mouth, bro. That's how deep it is. So I'm just waiting, like, fucking turn these cameras off so I could go outside, bro. But yeah, the arcade battle. Sorry to go back, but yeah, the arcade battle thing. One of my
that's
best
not online
performances.
anymore.
Don't lie. Oh
yeah,
shit.
I don't really know why, but yeah.
Wow, that's even more legendary now. There's more mythological. But one thing I'd say as well, I don't think Art could mind me saying, like, he done one of the realest things, like, in my battles, like, after the battle, straight after the battle, when we leaned in to do the customary little dap up sort of thing. He said, you got that 3-0, and no one has ever done that, bro. And obviously I agreed with him, you know what I'm saying? But for him to do that, I just thought that was a proper classy move still. But anyway, so the tournament, I think, was a terrible decision.
Right.
Absolutely terrible life decision in general. But yeah, to answer your question, I was on it even before. I think even before they opened it up, we had spoke. I think if I'm 100% honest, I don't think I'm throwing her under the bus here because it's not something I've come to do. But it was even a motivation in them doing the tournament, knowing that we would be in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that was the deal breaker, but he asked me before they announced, like, are you lot actually on this? Because he was certainly trying to because he wanted a gauge of how strong the tournament was going to be. So I'm sure I'm not the only one that got that text, you know?
Yeah.
So he didn't want it to be just flipping loads of crap people that were trying to just win some money, you know what I'm saying? He wanted it to be top guys going with people that they'd work with. And the allure of bringing Nishi back after how many years was obviously attractive to him. And it was something that I was incredibly motivated by because I don't know why, now looking back now, I don't know why, but it was just, I guess it was just a thing where you brought me in, innit? Like, Nishi, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. I'm doing all right now. People kind of rating me. Maybe that'll rub off on you a bit. Like, and believe it or not, because obviously I put a lot of negativity out on Twitter and just in general in life, but I am a bit of a facilitator, bruv. That if you look at my history, I have been a facilitator, and I think that's what it was. I think it was just wanting to see him shine, bruv. You see my first 4 bars was like, make some motherfucking noise if you want to see Nishi back, or something like that, you know? I just wanted him to have that moment, bruv. And I think when he was battling, Don't Flop wasn't necessarily that popular, whereas now, when, like, it's flourishing and I'm doing decent, so I just felt like the right thing to do, to go back and grab up your boy and be like, yo, come, let's enjoy this together, because I wouldn't be here battling if it weren't for you, you know? But I had to proper twist his arm into it, and looking back now, it weren't a good decision to twist his arm into it, because even in general in life, like, a little bit of arm twisting is one thing, but if someone's telling you, like, nah, I don't want to do this for these reasons, like, I can't do this, and you're just, you know what I mean? You're not listening. You're not being empathetic to what they're saying just because you have got a goal that you want to achieve, you know? And that's something, I've been a bit single-minded at times in life in general. And that was one of them moments where I should have listened to him, because the way he was telling me that he wasn't going to be able to commit the time to it, like, he was being honest, bruv, you know? And for whatever reason, I was like, no, it'll be all right, bruv. Don't worry. Don't watch that with you. You know what I'm saying? In my head, I was like, we can get through this, but it was a real struggle. Like,
you got to the semi-finals though.
Yeah, but I think, like, we should have won, innit? I think me and him, at our full capabilities, especially once Yunnan and fucking Chris Lees had gone out. Like, no disrespect to the other competitors, I just feel like that was ours for the taking. Like, in my head, I feel like we was the favourites. And again, as I spoke about earlier, I don't like being a favourite. Like, I felt more pressure.
You weren't the favourites. You weren't the favourites.
No, but once Yunnan and fucking Chris Lees dropped out, I'd say we were still.
Maybe so, yeah. So Dialect and Zen had gone out at that point, hadn't they?
Yeah. So it was Boski and Big Sarters. It was Babalab and Sistik. It was C Major and Cracker. You tell me you weren't the favourites, like.
Yeah, maybe so, yeah. I mean, seeing Cracker were doing well. Yeah, but you're looking at it now. Like, they've, like, especially with C, he's obviously killed it. Like, at that time, these are 2 young guys. And I was more of an established, like, we were supposed to have grown man them anyway, but no disrespect to them. I think they are sick, like, don't get me wrong, and they won cleanly, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to take their win away in any disrespect, but I just feel like it was a 4-3 decision to them. And bro, when I tell you, like, we was at, like,
again, I'm not trying to flip and take their win away because they deserved it, but just through the trials and tribulations of preparing, like, I would say we was at 50% at best, you know.
But don't think we were sleeping on you. Don't think 13 ignored you. We leave you with machines breathing for you.
What's that?
Living with AIDS.
And I can't foresee major spitting crack keep lying to me. C major, this nerd B minor to me. You ain't on my scale, so they'll make me mad, cause I fucking take half his notes and then lay C flat.
Really, when I look back, if I have one regret with Don't Flop, it would be even doing that battle, to be honest.
It's a good battle, man. It's really good performance from you guys. The chicken on the wing line, like, there's some good, you know, and it's cool that it's in the YouTube space. Like, so this is 4 days after
but that worked to
Checkpoint.
their
So
favour
what happened?
as well, though, because I was a performer, bruv, you know what I'm saying? But it was my fault because, bruv, I shouldn't have done the battle just because what Nishi was going through at that time, and I proper made him do the battle, bruv, if I'm honest, like, and it was a lot to do with the fact that Bagnall had gone through a lot of trouble to get the YouTube studio and this, that, the other, because I had already postponed the battle because I had like laryngitis and my throat was fucked and shit. I couldn't even spit properly. So, yeah, but anyway, definitely did the tournament. I think me and Nishi, again, we turned out to be the bad guys, and I think this is when, maybe because it wasn't just me that was getting the stick, it was Nishi as well. This is when I fell out of love with battle rap just through that whole tournament, like battling people that I didn't want to battle as well. I think really took it out of me as well, because I was someone who picked my battles, innit? So now you have to battle people you don't want to battle in situations you don't want to battle them in, and I think that's why I say it was a big mistake to even do that. And shout out to Words though, man. It was it was emotional preparing for them battles, and the fact we got to the semi-final and we had a close battle with them, you know, it was amazing, because I'm not gonna lie, I'd literally be dry snitching if I fucking told you our preparations for them battles, like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So it was like a crazy time in his life, and I feel bad now even trying to make him rap during that, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's I don't want to dwell on the negative side of it, but I do feel like that was probably not a wise decision in the long run, because it definitely cemented my status as the bad guy, and then and I also became less motivated from it, you know, through having to battle Season and Gizmo when we didn't want to. Like, we're in a fucking crew with them, like, and they could have you know what I'm saying, they could have took that into account when making the matchups. It weren't like it was the FA Cup draw, you know what I mean? Like, they made the matchups based on who they wanted to battle each other. So little things like that just kind of irked me a little bit.
And, you know, this was still, as I say, a really strong battle. I really enjoy this battle. I think it is a very clean win from both of them. You know, when Cracker's talking about the video he'd watched of you.
Yeah, that's a great angle.
You took off your arm, realised never regret ink on his canvas.
Yeah, that was a sick angle. That's probably some of the best bars, if not the best bars. It was so true as well. Yeah. Like, I covered up one of my tattoos through, like, for a good reason. But yeah, that is a great angle to take. And that first round, again, it sounds like and the last thing I want to do is come across as bitter, but I just want to, obviously, I give an honest assessment on my career, and as I look back, the 2-on-2 thing, I have kind of like a bit of a sour taste in the way that things transpired, you know. But definitely don't want to take away. I think they're sick. They're both sick. They're both cool guys, and they deserve to win 100%. And I'm glad that they did, to be honest, because in that moment, if we'd have scraped by that, like, it probably wouldn't have been fair.
You're a gangster, we get it, but a wanker for the amount of times that you've said it.
You're just quoting all the sick bars against me now, yeah? You do? Okay, like, yeah. They had a lot of good ones, bro. I'm not going to lie. But if you there's even one point in the battle where Nishi's spitting the wrong bars to the wrong guy, like, you know what I'm saying? I think that says a lot about, you know, how much effort we put into the battle and that. But yeah, definitely, I know it sounds like I'm taking away their win, but they know that given even the situation, we was like, they were waiting nearly all day for us even to come to the battle, because we was right in our third round, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's one of them situations where in any other situation I probably wouldn't have done it, but it's like, because we had the pressure of the 2-on-2 tournament and this battle had to be done, and honestly we tried to just forfeit, if I'm honest, but Bagnall went to the effort of making the battle up, and I've got mad respect for him. So Definitely, that was for you baggers, man. I'm glad that battle came out good and people can enjoy it though. Definitely.
Yeah, no,
Definitely.
no, it is, as I say, seriously good watch. On road, like Boris bikes, they go on bike rides with Boris.
See, yeah, you had to stroke my ego a bit, and yeah, thank you, bro, thank you, I like that, yeah.
And like when you talk about
definitely,
C1 in the $3,000 and him being stupid or Crackers doing it for free.
Yeah, that was a sick angle.
Mm-hmm.
That was a sick angle. And some of the bars, I think it was the third round. Like, I don't think, I don't think Nishi would mind me saying, like, I wrote the whole thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he flipping, I had to, like I said, I had to remind him who was who, bruv, you know what I'm saying? It's one of them ones, like, and the bar thing, obviously he spit, but it was one of my best bars ever. So I always felt a bit of a way because people were rating him about the bar. Like, I can't lie, I was slightly hating. I know when you give someone a bar, you should just give it to them, you know? But it was, that one, what's a buzz on the net worth when your net worth is nothing? Like, that's one of my favorite bars I've ever written, like, you know what I'm saying? And I remember Genesis Elijah tweeting flipping wordplay like, oh, that was sick, bro. And it popped up on my timeline. I was slightly hating, bro, you know what I was like, oh man, that's my shit.
It's probably the best 13 name flip ever in Crack Second. Have 13 stretched around the table at Last Supper. So you mentioned Season and Gizmo before, and Ian Daniels. Like, this was a huge thing in battle rap. This crew for a time in Don't Flop. Like, how did you become affiliated?
It was all from a trip up to Leeds. That trip actually was that 2-on-2 trip. Yeah, that 2-on-2 trip when we went up to Leeds, we battled Jay Smug and Jay Short. It was that trip there, bro. Yeah, we all went up in a fight. Oh shit, it's like 53 minutes. Sorry, bro. Fucking hell. Yeah, we all went up in a van basically. Me and myself and Bonesy. We've always been people that like to put rappers together, like whether it be ciphers or whatever. We just think, put talented people in a room together and hopefully good things happen, So we thought, look, fuck it, we're all going up to Leeds. These lot are battling, we're battling. Let's go mob-handed and let's get a minibus, do it the right way, And so we all jumped in the minibus. Obviously, looking back now, I don't know how we even flipping made it there. Like, if we got pulled over, it would have been emotional. Like, but so we all went up there, and basically, the origin of Ian Daniels was pretty simple, if I'm honest. Like, Flabs and JMO, they went to the shop. One of them bought Jack Daniels, one of them bought E&J, and they started mixing it, and it was like, oh, it's Ian Daniels. So that was literally the story of that. It's right. Pretty simple, to be honest, and that just stuck in it. I guess it was something that bonded us together, So we stuck with it, the Ian Daniels crew, Ian Daniels fam, whatever it was, and then I go, the momentum of it started building, innit? And I just started to think, wow, we could really make something of this. So that's when I started booking studio sessions and things of that nature. And then that's when it really blossomed, if I'm honest.
And there's lots of videos of you guys, performing together. Obviously, you were very visible at, like, 5th birthday and other events like that. Double L would take shots at Ian Daniels. There were, like, T-shirts and shit. It was like Pokemon. It was like this giant craze.
It was like Pokemon.
It, like, took over overnight. It was like, what the fuck?
It was like Pokemon. Yeah, no, I love that. No, it was definitely I think it was definitely a talking point during that period, without a doubt. And it's just me being someone, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a capitalist, bro. Like, I saw opportunity in it, and obviously I invested quite a bit into and trying to build it. So yeah, why not fucking get some merch, build the brand like that. We can all rep the colours. That's where it all really started. Just wanting to rep the colours and show some sort of unity that we were together, and strength in numbers sort of thing. And then obviously that just kind of built up, and obviously fans was getting involved, and it just snowballed, if I'm honest.
Next big battle was at Verdict, which was a huge event, battling Soul on his return, which is quite interesting after the Caustic debacle. Did you see that go down?
Yeah, I think I was at that event. Yeah. That was the 4th birthday.
4th birthday, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Jefferson Price thing, innit? Yeah. He's a proper mythological battle rap character. You need to get him on there, bro.
Yeah,
but
literally no one's heard of him. Like,
oh, serious? Oh, yeah. Okay.
Still,
but
even, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, basically that battle, I came out of the 2-on-2s. Let me try and speed this up a little bit. So I came out of the 2-on-2s. I'd thrown shots at Yunnan, so ultimately me and Yunnan, that was the battle I was motivated for. I really wanted to battle him for whatever reason. Like, I felt like I had the style to beat him. I felt like, you know, it would be a good win for me, sort of thing, because obviously he was well respected. So we actually booked the battle. Everything was set for whatever, and then he came back a couple of days later, said he pulled out of the battle, he can't do that date. And then a couple of days later, him and Sharon got announced on the same date, you know. So I was in a position, again, like I said, this is another thing that was kind of influenced me in me being less interested and motivated in battling, because it was obviously an annoyance. And from then I didn't have an opponent, but I wanted to battle on that event because that was my thing. And I did like battling on the big events. I did like being a part of those epic events, you know. So how did that come about? I think he just tweeted, oh, if I was allowed to battle or something, if I was still battling, or if I weren't banned. No, that's what he tweeted. If I weren't banned, I'd battle Mr. 13.
Right.
And then I think tweeted him, why even say that, bruv? Like, DM me, like, sort of thing. Like, I don't know if ever said he was banned. I don't know if he was officially banned. Anyway, I think it was like, obviously the general consensus was he was banned. Don't get me wrong, and I could understand why he thought that. And I think might have tweeted something when he was angry after the incident, you know. But I don't think he was officially banned anyway. So they ended up working it out, and yeah, he texted me like, yeah. So as a respectable opponent, I needed an opponent. I was I'd always text the names that I wanted, and none of them would want to battle me, you know. It was another frustrating thing. And yeah, Soul was up for battling me, but at the time I didn't really want to battle Soul, but at the same time I couldn't say no because it was a good name, you know. And it's his return. He had battled in King of the Dot and that was certainly an aim of mine, to be more international and get that King of the Dot love. So it was a no-brainer in taking the battle in that respect, but I didn't really fucking want to battle Soul, like, because I'd kind of grown to like Soul at that stage, like. And even I don't think he meant it at the time, but he like played the ultimate the mind fuck on me, bro, because he just like made me like him, like, you know what I'm saying? And it was the worst thing. Like, he DM'd me before the battle and he said, oh, how many bars are you gonna write? Because I know you hate people going over time, and if I beat you, I want to make sure that it's fair and we both have the same amount of bars. And I just thought, fuck, you know, bro, what a classy move. Like, I know I've got to battle this guy. I just thought, yeah, like I said, it was the ultimate fucking mind game, I think, in the end, whether he meant it or not. Because I actually liked the guy from that, you know, and I just thought that was, because it was a real annoyance of mine when, you know, 2-minute rounds and people are rapping for 5 minutes and that. It's like, I was just to think, hey, you lot got fucking other shit to do. Like, I struggled writing 100 bars, you know, which is like, that's what I used to write for battles, like 32, maybe a 36 each round. So that's what I remember telling him, 36 bars. So anyway, yeah, that was just going into that battle. I wasn't really that motivated to battle him, and we were like mid-card as well, which, you know, it sounds bougie and egotistical. I weren't excited about, like, and yeah, it was like weird stage of the night. Things were still getting warmed up. I don't think the crowd was that receptive, and like, that battle, I think, could have been a lot better than it was, you know. I think both of us had slip-ups as well. And
I mean, the crowd were awful.
It was weird, though. I don't want to come out, because I think I've done that enough. Like, I've done that to death.
I mean, no,
like,
they were bad.
Moaning
all
at
the comments saying,
moaning
like,
at,
you know.
Yeah, moaning at comments and moaning at the crowd, I'm definitely going to try and avoid. But I definitely do feel they could have been more receptive. Let me just put it like that. And for whatever reason, there was a weird at that time. And it's a shame that our battle, which I think could have been great, man. Me and Soul, I think, are good writers and both bring something to the table and that. So, but yeah, again, wasn't that motivated at that stage. But to be fair to me, and I'm going to keep this moving now, the next battle was probably one of my best performances. Like, they gave me euphorical, and to be honest, they could have turned it back on me a bit more and just threw me down the cards, you know. But they gave me a main event against euphorical at Summer Madness.
Summer Standard, the second day, yeah.
Summer Madness. Summer Standard, bro, yeah.
Yo, fuck Fuck you and your demographic, but fuck feelings, I'ma let him have it. Fuck weapons, I don't need to draw a piece. I'ma make sure that his death is graphic. But I got some goons with something telescopic. If I make a telephone call and I tell him clap here, don't fuck I make the television. When he put the brains on the wall so you can see what's on his mind like you're telepathic. His girl, sweaty fat chick. I told her to serve these balls like a tennis racket. She took a polling from all my team. Now that's what I call democratic. But equals...
That was a touch, to be honest, like main eventing and top of the flyer and that. And Youth Oracle was a good name. And again, he was just someone that I felt like I had the style to beat. And then when I found out, about that angle about him in the third round,
the daylight.
Daylight thing where he said to Bagnall, get a zoom in, basically. Like, I remember being in the Ian Daniels chat and I'm doing my little, because obviously when you're trying to battle for someone and you're struggling with bars and like, you might do a little research and you might just watch one of their battles or watch some battles in general. Sometimes you might get diverted, end up watching this battle, that. But for whatever reason, I was watching, I think it was like the highlight reel of that event. And it's when Daylight obviously took his clothes off or whatever it was. And I don't know, I think he went down to just boxers or whatever the fuck it was. And you just hear it slightly. You hear Youth whisper to him, get a zoom in. And those 3 words just killed him, bruv. Like, I remember being in the Ian Daniels chat like, Bagnall, did he just say to you, get a zoom in? And obviously Bagnall confirmed it. And I was like, wow, it's over for him. Like, I knew, innit, I could picture it from there, like how that round was going to go. Because an angle like that, I just felt could be exploited in a way that could just be funny. And I think ultimately, like I mentioned earlier, that is what I wanted to do. I wanted to roast people, but for whatever reason, it's not something that came up to me. Like, it's not my first option sort of thing when I'm writing. But when I had something like that to go upon, then I was all in on just roasting him. And that third round, I think, it's just fun, bro. When I look at it, like if I show people that I battle, like, or someone says, oh, you know, you battled or whatever, that will always be the one that I showed them, that battle there. And even though it's hard because it's a bit of an in-joke, innit? If you don't get the whole backstory, which is a problem with battle rap in general, if I'm honest. Like,
it's kind of what makes it great, though, but I appreciate it's a problem.
No, but for real, problem's probably a bad word. But, I mean, it's a hindrance when it comes to growing the fan base, but it also makes it like a community, you know. So problem's probably the wrong word, because it makes it like when you're in the know and you know you're now a sense of community with the people that have experienced the moments, like something in common, basically, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, Youth Oracle's definitely one of the most gifted people you've battled. I fucking love Youth. I think his technique's immaculate. His imagination is insane. He comes at you with so many you look like bars, and some of the best ones as well. Sloth Sid from Ice Age and a pissed off High Rage.
Yeah. No, he is. I think when you look at his 3 rounds, they were good 3 rounds, bro.
Yeah.
And his whole angle, and he brought, I think I was pissed off at the bar talking shit, and he brought that up as well, which was a good angle. Yeah. And for whatever reason, believe it or not, because I was never a fan favourite, but battling me in London was quite hard, you know, bro. Like I did generally, like I said, it might not come across over online and that, because I was definitely not a fan favourite, but in London, like, I had quite a lot of people fucking with me, you know what I'm saying? Just because I battled there quite a lot. Obviously, the E&D team there, I was kind of well respected, if I'm honest, you know. So I think people were on board with what I was saying. So battling him in London was definitely a big part of how much the crowd was fucking with me. Because if I'd battled him nuts, I think the outcome could have been different, if I'm honest.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily come with anything too direct. I think there's arguments that he could have won, because he does have, you know, lots of really cunning, interesting stuff. But yeah, I think your third kind of steamroll him. And in the outro interview, I don't know if you remember, with Steph as well, he says, he sums it up quite well, really, basically saying that, you know, he thought he'd win when it got to the third, and he knew that he didn't have anything too direct, and you had such a, you know, demolition there of a third. It was yours.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think a strong third round is a very keen tool to use in battle rap. A very dangerous tool to use, because you close out a battle in that regard. Because did I go first or did he go first?
He went first.
Oh, he went first, so even better. Yeah, I closed out the battle like that. Then you go straight to the judges. right after me just having the room rolling, bruv. Like, come on, man. Obviously, they're going to give it to me. Like, they're going to be influenced by that crowd. Obviously, they're part of the crowd. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was definitely a good way to bring it home. And in a lot of my battles, I would choose to go first because, again, as I spoke about the nerves, I just wanted to get it out of the way. And also, I feel like sometimes you can set the tone when you go first as well. So it can be beneficial. But obviously, in a close battle, going into the third round, it definitely helps to go last. But yeah, it came my way. Shout out to Youth. Big shout out to Youth, actually, because he's, as you say, super creative. He's got a music career. He's doing his thing, and he's been more successful in music than I ever had. Like, he's fucking done shows, fucking made actual money off it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely respect to him. But I just feel like I had the style to beat him on that day in that room, you know, and with that angle, I feel like, yeah, it was my time, to be honest. And then from there, I think we went out to Croatia. I know this isn't really in the battle rap story, but that was
the
so
cruise,
much fun,
right?
Bro.
Outlook.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, that was one of my don't flop highlights. I know I never actually battled there, so it's not kind of in my timeline, but just in general, going out there, me and Bonesy DJing on the fucking boat party, and don't get me wrong, it ain't no fucking yacht of fucking thousands of people or nothing. Like, it was cozy, you know what I'm saying, to say the least. But, bro, the whole experience was sick in it, and that's something that made happen. And I definitely, for all the opportunities that gave me, for whatever reason, I'm always thankful, to be fair, man. Always. Like, I feel like some people were very much like, what have you done for me lately? But I remember having drunken moments thanking him for some of the opportunities he's given, and I think it would be fake of me now to disregard that, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to him for the Outlook thing. From then on, I think it was just two battles, isn't it? Boski.
Yeah, and Caustic, and that wraps us up to 2013. So the Youth Oracle went down in the summer of 2013. Did you know that you were going to stop at 13 battles at this point?
I'm trying to think. That's exactly what I was trying to think. If it was before or after Boski. I think it was. Yeah, no, it was. It was before Boski. I decided. I think I came back from Croatia. And I interviewed Luna C for the radio show, and we were just shooting the breeze about why he stopped battling and just that he had to focus on his music shit and just different things like that, you know. And for whatever reason, I think it was that day actually, like, and I think I was hinting at it on Twitter and this, that, the other, but I wanted to do the grown man thing and tell them lot before I announced it, you know. So I think just after Boski, I told them lot, you know, I sent a message to them lot, and I said to them, look, I don't want to battle no more. I don't enjoy it no more. It's not for me. But I still want to be involved in this scene, and I feel like I can recruit people and I can find talent based upon the fact that I've been a radio DJ for 10 years. I feel like I've got an eye for it. I've got certain people in mind already that I can plug into this system. And I think it will work. I think I can add value. So what I'd like to do is finish battling and become a staff member. And I think that was, not long after the Boski battle. But the Caustic battle was already planned. I think even before the Boski battle, it was. Because that was the first time I'd ever had that. Because you do tend to look past people when you got another battle. I don't know how some of these American guys, they do like 3 battles in 2 weeks or whatever the fuck it is. Like, I couldn't fucking do that, to be honest. But so the Caustic battle was planned. Did the Boski battle. That was another Ian Daniels session. Everyone in the minibus fucking piled in, going up to Leeds, flipping, use your imagination on what sort of things was going on. Then I had to wake up early on the Saturday morning and battle Boski at about fucking 2 in the afternoon or something. First battle of the day. Absolutely fucked, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And I think I had a stumble in that battle. But again, I'm glad I even got through it and squeezed the win out, you know. And shout out to Boski, because they were offering me loads of people. They didn't want me to battle Boski, but we had just come back from Croatia, and me and Boski got proper cool in Croatia. And it meant so much to him, bruv. Like, it meant so much to him to be on that stage, bruv. And he'll even tell you, you know. And for me to facilitate that, like, I told her, like, no, I want to battle Boski. He's like, really? He's like, 1,000 people. You need someone with charisma, bruv. You don't need another one that's going to try and out-gangster me. because he was offering me them sort of people. I think he offered me Zen, and I could just picture the battles of you know what I'm saying? It would just be super negative, like, and let's have me and Boski, first battle of the day. You ain't got to put me up there, whatever. Like, you know, you've got me already because you booked the Caustic thing. So I'm not mad that I'm way down on the list. You know what I'm saying? I just want to open the show. I'm more than happy to do that. Let Boski do it with me and I sold him the vision, bruv. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, all right, fuck it, go on in. And bruv, meant so much to Boski to be on that stage, bruv. And that was one of my finest moments. It was literally like 1,000 people, bruv. I'm in my mum's yard right now. She's got a picture of me performing on that stage with my arms up like that. It's quite
I know
this.
I was there actually, so I do remember this happening and kicking off the day well. And yeah, you're right. There was just so many people in Stylus.
Yeah, Stylus was immense, and my mum went uni there as well. Imagine that. So she's got that angle. She's got the picture in the hallway, bro. Like me holding my hands up on the front of a stage, like a packed out crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a sick shout out to what's his name, Darren ID, big photographer, sick photo. But anyway, yeah. So that was an amazing moment for me as well, and to be able to give Boski that moment again, believe it or not, in it, because I'm not trying to sell anyone the dream or not, but like I'm a facilitator, and that meant so much to me as well. Because like anytime I see Boski, like he'll bring that up, like, and bro, it's just a nice thing to do for someone, man. And believe it or not, like that's something that I like to do. But anyway, from then on, probably why I wasn't too bothered about that battle. And to be fair, I felt like I could beat Boski fairly easy. Let me not try and act like fucking Mother Teresa right here. I wanted the easiest battle, easy-ish battle, because I felt like I'd be wankered. And at that time, doing the first battle of the day, it was a high likely, like a flipping probability, should I say, that I would be absolutely fucked. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let me not act like I was just Mother Teresa out here. I wanted someone that I felt like I could beat fairly easily. And shout out to Boski. I just felt like I had the style to beat him without trying too hard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just bigged him up just to knock him down. But yeah, shout out to Boski. And then Caustic battle.
Yeah, I mean, in between,
just
before the Caustic battle, then after the 5th birthday battle, was this where it was agreed that you'd work for A&R and stuff like that? It become a bit more solidified as a position, or?
Yeah. So basically, I skipped that bit. So basically, I've done that message to them. They've got a Don't Flop chat ongoing. So they've kind of thrown, chewed the fat on it, seeing if they want me to be involved or not, and they've made the decision that I can be. Everyone's kind of. They've gone around, I don't know if you watch Sons of Anarchy, but they've gone around the table, everyone said yes. And so I got the nod, and I'm in the crew sort of thing. So that was in my mind of, it was good. It was like, I was already thinking about my escape route sort of thing, like what I'm going to do after battling. And I felt like I did have something to offer the company. And I obviously, from being a fan and having a bit of a business mind, to be honest, bro, I just wanted to see the ins and outs of it. I really wanted to see it from the inside out, and to me it was a real accomplishment to go from just sitting in my boxer shorts at home watching this shit to actually being a staff member and contributing, thinking up flipping event names or bringing in people that went on to make an impact. So yeah, definitely that was a big thing, man. And I don't want to ever take away from that, because I feel like sometimes again people forget, and I've had that where, I've given someone an opportunity and few months down the line or whatever, I don't give them another one, and they've just forgotten about the one that I did give them, So what I would say is that I'm very thankful for the fact that I got to be a Don't Flop staff member, one of the biggest battle rap leagues of all time, And I got to see the inner workings. I got to see how much they made on an event, how much they pay these people, how much they fucking, if it's a bar deal or, how much gets spent at a bar. These little things was super intriguing to me, bro. Like I really, as a fan, I think a lot of people would find that intriguing and interesting. And just to see in the inner workings of a successful business that was completely legal, it was something new to me, if I'm honest, bro. And it was something that I really I love doing, to be honest. Done the caustic battle.
Me, I got no faith, like I worship pagan images. They say he's sick, I'm a non-believer. So fuck you, take over, I'm dropping ether. I got it wrapped like smoking hot fajitas with bar so piff. I should've wrote them onto meters. I'm hopping out of 2-seaters, pocket full of blue Peters, heading off to the offie to cut me a few litres. Yeah, fuck followers, the fans that fuck with me be more to me. First is passing the torture, but first he's passing through torture like he's stuck in a Saw movie. They thought he would slaughter me awfully, but I'm too nifty, G. Call me a quarter key. Yeah, some old school British slang from your local businessman. Yeah.
He's super happy to get the win there because it was definitely like, obviously, the general consensus once it dropped was that he won, you know, but I wasn't mad at it.
First, I gotta be honest with you, I do feel that he won.
Yeah,
and,
I can understand why.
We did an episode of the show about a year ago, top 10 don't flop robberies.
Nah! Am I on there? Oh, wow.
Yeah, you're on there, man, yeah.
Wow. Okay, no, but to be fair, what I would say is, as I remember the battle, he spent his third round dissing Salt. And I just felt like that's kind of why they gave it to me.
I think it's his first, though. He has like an outstanding first. With the
so you feel it was already 2-0 at that stage?
Maybe. I don't know. I think you have lots of good stuff, don't get me wrong. But maybe the problem is with the Bowski stuff, he did the angle of American cliches, and here you brought it back. And I don't know. I don't know. I got caustic taking it, but...
That's a fair point.
You know.
Yeah, no, 100%, bruv. Like, I'm a lot more receptive to criticism now. Than
no, I mean,
no
offense,
bruv,
obviously.
So,
like...
No, but definitely. I think that was the general consensus, like top 10 robberies. But you know what? It's weird now because I actually just feel humbled that I was mentioned, bruv. Now, like, you know, that I even get the look in, like, you know what I'm saying, that people are talking about me in some sort of way. Like, I kind of look at it as in that respect now. But yeah. I think it was a good battle, though. Would you say it was a good battle either way?
Yeah,
we both had good shit.
Really, really entertaining battle from you, and I love when
in that
you
way. Then
Madeline
it's
McCann.
A win-win, then, isn't it? It's a win-win. Yeah. Like, I think it was towards the end of judged battles as well, bruv. You know, because I think it's a bit of a myth now, isn't it? Unless it's, I don't know, a title shot or something like that.
So yeah, they're really pretty much not happening anymore.
Non-existent now, isn't it?
No, and so what went wrong then? So you presented Raise the Bar, or what was it? Raise a Glass or something? What was it called?
Raise the Glass, because it was Bamalam's birthday, I think.
Right.
Yeah, but so this is we find ourselves on this part of the story where it's like
let's go.
Things start getting a bit. Obviously, as I said, I had a window into the Don't Flop staff and that. And at that time, I think it's fair to say that there was a lot of turmoil. Like, just as I was entering, there was a lot of turmoil. And a lot was going on, bruv. I don't know, because I know you've done and Bagnall, and I'm not going to lie, bruv, I haven't listened to it. Like, So from this point on, like, what has been said, like...
your part of the whole saga hasn't really been touched on, if I'm honest.
Yeah, but it's like I feel like in a lot of ways I don't want to give up. I don't know, like, because it was a privileged position I was in, didn't it? So
we don't need to dob anyone in. It's just like, what happened? Like, why did you just present for one event? Pretty much, you'd see maybe one or two, and then you were just gone suddenly.
Okay, all right. So let me just say it from my point of view, and this is completely just my opinion. Yeah, I think. After the incident in Leeds, like disaster spat in Earth's face, basically, a lot of friction between these are events that are documented, isn't it? A lot of friction between American rappers and KOTD kind of saying fuck her or whatever. Them sort of international differences now, which obviously then they did the event that I was battling Caustic at, which was initially meant to be at Ministry of Sound, which had to be moved to Brixton Jam, which obviously reflects the ticket sales. Then they paid a lot of money to get all of those guys, Pesci, Caustic, Real Deal, Nameless, a lot of money to get these guys over and that. And unfortunately, that event made a loss, you know?
Okay.
Substantial loss, if I'm honest. So I think was going through some things, and listen, I don't want to be on an bashing thing, but he was going through a lot at that time. Whatever it was, I'm not gonna try and guesstimate what he was going through, but it was causing friction between the rest of the other team. There was issues about how the money was being managed. I think that's safe to say. Then we were continuing on with Don't Flop because, you know, it's all we knew at that time, especially with those guys that invested hell of a lot of time and effort into it. So they continued on. And I think just didn't want to be the face anymore. He didn't want to be... Sometimes I understand it, bro. You just don't want to be up there for critique. Like, you just want to fall back, you know, because anytime you put yourself into the public eye, you open yourself up for critique and all sorts of things that can be thrown at you. But what I learned and what I can now take accountability for is you make that conscious decision, though, from standing in front of that camera, even from taking that Snapchat or selfie, whatever, and then posting it on the internet now. You've made a conscious decision to open yourself up for that. Because, yeah, you want the likes, you want all the good things that are going to come from it. But guess what? It's not, you got to take the rough with the smooth. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's going to just love you, innit? Not everyone's going to tell you you're great. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think he just wanted a break, bro. I just think he wanted to not be the face of it, to step back, to kind of find his way, get his legs again. He's put so much effort into Don't Flop and that, and now he's got people spitting in his fucking face. You know, he's fucking losing money. Like, he's trying, because this is what I would say about Don't Flop. Sometimes in life, your biggest strength can also be your biggest weakness. And I think their biggest strength was the fact that they were the biggest fans of battle rap, bruv, you know? And if it wasn't for that, there'd be no Don't Flop. And you could argue there'd be no UK battle rap scene as well. Because when Jumper kind of fell off doing what they was doing, Don't Flop stepped up, you know? Because they were super fans of it. They were historic, like, they knew everything about battle rap, bruv. Like, things that you don't even fathom, bruv, that go way back. Like, these guys are super in tune to battle rap, yeah? But because you're such a fan, sometimes you make decisions as a fan and not as a businessman, you know? So you might want to see that fucking battle, but is that a ticket seller though, bruv? Is that bringing people through the door? Like, do people really care about fucking Low Pesci versus this, or like, you know what I'm saying? Or is that you as a KOTD fan, as a, you know what I'm saying? As someone that's watched the whole battle rap game grow online within the space of 10 years or whatever. That's what you want to see because you think it's an intriguing matchup. But is it a ticket seller, bro? You know, is it going to bring people through the door? You know what I'm saying? Bums on seats, as they say. So I think there was a lot of, you know, like I said, mismanagement of money in that. And obviously there was the factor that only one person was in control of the purse strings, and that was bringing up a lot of friction between the staff members, you know? But for whatever reason, it was meant to be me and Tony hosting the battles from then on for the foreseeable future, you know, while kind of found his feet. But in the background, loads of shit's going on, bruv, that I won't even get into because we're getting super personal. People are flipping, really like pushing each other to the edge with some of the stuff that's being said. And it's super personal. And that event happens, and doesn't even come to the event. That's like probably one of the only events he's ever been to, you know what I'm saying? But it was for Bamalam's birthday. Tony, I think, was ill, so it was just me hosting. And just with all the turmoil, I'm not going to make excuses, bruv. Like, I was shit, bruv. I was a terrible host. Let me just get that right out of the way. Like, I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for why I was a shit host. I was a shit host. But for whatever reason, in the building, to be honest, it didn't go across that badly. But for someone that's done radio and done live performances and that, you kind of react off crowd. But talking into a camera, I just found really different. I just found really weird. And for whatever reason, I didn't take to it, bruv. And it came across super cringy. And the fact that I was just fucking wankered for most of them was obviously a hindrance as well. It wasn't the best decision, the best life choice to get smashed, you know, at the event. But for whatever reason, that event, I remember, honestly, that event, it was set to be the last Don't Flop event ever, bruv. I'll be honest with you. Like, that Bamalam's birthday event, that was going to be it, bruv. You know, so I certainly wasn't looking at, oh, this is an opportunity to prove I'm a great host for this. I can be a host in the future, and thinking of the longevity of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was getting wankered, having a fucking few drinks with the pals, and hosting battles in between, you know? So, whatever reason, everyone met up with her and that. Things got resolved. Again, I wasn't privy to that conversation because I was fairly new into the staff.
Right.
And we went from that being the last event to we're going on a countrywide tour. So, bruv, this is where you have to tip your hat to her, bruv. I swear down. This guy is a salesman, bruv. Like, honestly, everyone was ready to go, bruv. Out, like, 1 foot out the door. And they had a meeting with her, and it was a countrywide tour to celebrate. What were we celebrating? I can't remember what we were celebrating. Celebrating.
Not sure, but it was just
a birthday or something. Or
I don't think it even was. No, but it was part of the raise the bar. Yeah, they're just going to new locations.
That was it. Raise the bar tour. Yeah. And that was my name as well. Raise the bar. I thought that was a decent name, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And what happened then? Why didn't we see Furtz present on Raise the Bar?
Right. Well, I was terrible, bro. The backlash was fucking immense. And bro, you got to think as well. This is one day that I've just got fucked, and I've hosted all these battles. But then these battles are now chopped up and dropped. Like there's 8 battles in the event. They're dropped like once a week, bro. So for the next 2 months, you're seeing me as a terrible host. Like, and the backlash was crazy, bro. They're like, oh, he's ruining fucking Don't Float. He's ruining battle rap, right? And it was immense, bro. And then I think I did 2 events. I think I did another event. Little bit better, but not much. But what I would say, listen, bruv, if you go back to even organic, whatever it is, go back to their first couple of events, bruv. You know what I mean? I'm sure they aren't as polished as they are now. You know, let's just put it that way. So I feel like, obviously, it was growing pains, and I feel like I could have got around it. But looking back at the time, I felt like I could have got around it. But at the time, I was, blinded by the fact that I'd been a good host on radio. Pardon me, that I'd done like interviews before, so I felt like I had it in me. But I don't think I was going to be a good host of battle raps, honestly, bruv, because for whatever reason, when that camera goes on, I tense up, bruv, and I'm not myself. Like, it's weird. Like, again, it's like that pressure, that anxiety, and I didn't pull it off. I weren't natural, and yeah, it just didn't work, bruv. So I think me and her had a long conversation about it, and we was going on this tour. I think I missed one of the legs of the tour. It was in Liverpool or something like that. And he was like, oh, basically everyone was coming up to me like, get Furtz off this hosting, man. What are you doing? Fucking battle rappers are hitting me up. Like, even the other staff members, which I thought they had my back, but they didn't really. Not to say they should have had my back in that situation, because I was shit, but they were telling me, like, nah, you're all right, bro. You'll learn, like, you know what I mean? You'll get better. But I think it was a conscious decision from all of them to kind of say, nah, enough's enough, bruv. We're getting super backlash here, and this is the thing as well. I started hosting at a bad time, but because this international thing, like international embargo, like people didn't want to fucking fuck with Don't Flop, bruv. So they were putting on a lot of local battles with the newer guys that weren't necessarily the people that the fans wanted to see. So, and I was hosting them, you know what I'm saying? So it was just like people looking at Don't Flop like, nah, mate, you fell off, sort of thing. So they needed, I think, to make that change. But I didn't take it well at the time. Just because I think in my head, from speaking to them, like, I had a bit of leeway to try and get better, But I think I remember missing that leg in the tour, conversations being had without me. And then, me and her definitely had a conversation, and I kind of, had to hold my hands up and say, all right, cool, man. I'll take a step back, from the hosting thing. But to be honest, I was never brought in to be a host. Like, I didn't want to do it at the end of the day. And I was like, fuck it. Like, I've been a fan of these things. Now I'm like, get to fucking host it. I stand in the middle. Like, I felt like a prestige from it, So that's why I wanted to do it. But I never said, look, I can be your next host. I said, look, I know people that I feel like I can get to the league that will better the league, And that's what I should have concentrated on, to be honest. But, for whatever reason, like I said, these are all decisions that I made as a man to get fucked, to not maybe take it seriously as I should have, to, I don't know how you practice, but to not put my all into it, and it came off looking real bad. And then, it's a part of like how people will remember me now as being a shit host. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Even though I only did 2 fucking events. You know what I'm saying?
It's minor in the grand scheme of things. But no, I appreciate what you're saying though. It is
tarnished my legacy, man.
Well, it was just very very surprising at the time that it wasn't people were just lashing out to that more than anything, and it was a weird moment. And from then, like, did you follow battle rap still, or were you just like, fuck this?
I mean, well, no. From there, we still no. When I stopped hosting, brother, I was still involved in the staff. That's the thing. I was still getting people to do tryouts. I was still involved in all of the meetings, and then we planned to do the Headhunters thing, which is the idea. I remember I fought up in the same room that I'm sitting in now, flipping that I bought to that basically it was like he had a team. It was Team versus Team First, and it was people, they get to send in like applications to try and be on either team and that. And we even started filming it. Like, we filmed it in Kruger's house. Like, went through all of his applications. I went through all of my applications. It's fucking hilarious, to be honest, bro. Oh, man. I think we had about the same amount as well, which I think he weren't too pleased about, you know what I'm saying? But his one, like, don't get me wrong, we had some terrible ones. But some of his ones, like, basically he didn't have any talent that he could take out of it, whereas I had a few. And a lot of them came out and said, like, yeah, I'm fucking with First, man, fuck her. So to me, it was hilarious. I wish it had hit the screens, bruv. Like, just sitting in Kruger's house, like, all of these guys just salute her, and he's just there, not impressed. Like, it was funny, bruv. But anyway, that Headhunters thing, for whatever reason, it didn't come to pass, bruv. Like, I had my team, we started filming for it. But for whatever reason, bruv, it didn't. I think it would have been great TV, bruv, honestly, but I don't think... The thing is, would have had to have lost, though, for it to be what it was going to be, you know? And I just think he just didn't want to take the loss, bruv, because my team was going to be better than his. Like, it was clear to see. He could have fucking trained them as best as he could have trained his team. Like, they could have stayed up with flipping matches in their eyelids, reading fucking possessed handbooks, you know what I'm saying? Like, his team weren't going to beat my team, you know what I'm saying? And I just think, for whatever reason, he didn't want... I'm not even looking him for it. He didn't want to take that L, you know what I'm saying? But that was the end for me, to be honest. That was when I was like, I'd put quite a lot of emotional investment in this Headhunters project, and it didn't come to pass. And I felt like that was going to redeem me from the fire at the time. I felt like I was going to rise like a phoenix from the fire, like, oh yeah, First is actually all right, you know? And you know what? His team's kind of sick. And it would just give a people a chance, because I would have had... There would have been like episodes, like if you remember when they went on tour with Mickey Worthless and Jefferson Price.
In the house tour, yeah.
It would have been like that, basically. And I feel like it would have given me and Ian Daniels more of a chance to get out of the villain role and just show us more as just human beings, like humanize us, you know what I'm saying? But I put a lot of emotional investment for whatever reason. It's probably naive of me because I wasn't fully in control. And that's the other thing I couldn't really take. I was never going to be fully in control with Don't Flop. And I'm a control freak, bruv. And I saw where was, I felt like that was the ceiling. And to me, honestly, just seeing the life that they were living, like, it didn't feel like something to aspire to, bruv. I'm going to be honest. Like, I know a lot of people probably think, like, they probably got their business a lot better now, you know what I'm saying? But at that moment in time, like, they certainly weren't as the owners of one of the biggest rap battle leagues in the world, biggest in Europe, you know what I'm saying, who's turning over good money. They certainly weren't living a comfortable lifestyle financially, any of them, you know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like, having been inside and seen how things were, it was a real eye-opener. And it wasn't something, because I was always going to be under her. And if you're under someone, boy, they better be making some fucking good money then, you know what I'm saying? If I'm going to accept being your underling, like, you better be up in the sky somewhere, bro. You better be in the stars and I'm in the sky, sort of thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I couldn't aspire. Like, it wasn't what I thought it was, basically, if I'm honest. Like, looking back, as a battle rap fan, you see the price of the ticket, you see it, how much the capacity of the venue is, you got a calculator on your phone, you know what I'm saying? You do the little calculation, you're like, oh, these lot are making better money, you know what I'm saying? But when you really see the inner workings of it, it wasn't quite what I thought it was. And don't get me wrong, the turnover was decent, bro, and they were definitely smashing it, from guys that started it in a fucking park on a handy cam. Like, they smashed it, bro, to needing a VAT number and shit like that. Like, revenue was nice in that, but it was kind of at the stage where I was like, nah, this isn't something I can put all my eggs in. Like, I can't put my eggs in this basket. I need to kind of, I need to move on, bro, you know? And I was at a stage in my life, I was 29. It's a time for a man where you're looking towards 30, wondering if you achieved your goals. And I hadn't, you know? I was staring back at what I had and I wasn't happy with it, you know? And a big part of that was the fact that I was dedicating so much time, money and energy into this battle rap stuff. And I needed a clean break, bro. So yeah, to answer your question, when I did break off from it, I didn't watch nothing, brother. I unsubscribed to all the channels, Don't Flop, KOTD, Smack, all the little subsidiaries, 10 minutes, 20 minutes of fame, whatever it is, everything that I was watching, just because I needed to get it out of my system. And it's an allure, bro. It's a drug. Like, I know, like I said, I was never a fan favorite, but when you walk into an event, bro, and the majority of people know who you are, like, and whether they like you or not, you feel that energy. People know who you are. You're a somebody in that room, you know? And that was a drug, bro. I honestly felt that drug. And it was like any drug, like anything that you're trying to quit or move on from, you need time and space away from it. So that's how I viewed it. Like, I didn't go to events. I didn't watch any battles. Like, I kind of separated myself from it, and I allowed myself to not be Mr. 13, because I was always, you know, as weird as it sounds, I was always this alter ego in battle rap. It wasn't me. It's not my government name. It's not, you know, it's not who I really am, sort of thing. So that was my decision at the time, you know.
And, you know, going forward then, we sort of touched upon this at the start of the episode. Was there anybody reaching out to you to battle again? Any leagues in touch, or?
No, never, bro. Never.
Wow.
I know. I think texted me. I think when Raw's did his battle, tryout, Raw texted me, I think it's about time to get first back in the ring. And don't get me wrong, it was a thing, like, I knew they wanted me to battle, you know, but I just didn't want to, bro, you know. And like I said, I didn't think we ended on the best of terms with Don't Flop. I didn't have no blazing rounds with them or nothing like that. But for whatever... And let me just say that I was very argumentative, if I'm honest, when we come to the group chat and that. I wouldn't have, like, negative intentions or trying to sabotage anything, but I would have differing opinions a lot of the time of what direction to take the league in, or who to pay what money and things like that. Yeah. So we would be clashing all the time. So it wasn't like they were chasing me in any way when I was leaving. You know, when I was out the door, it weren't like they were running back after me, sort of thing. So I think it was a clean split in that way, in that regard, because it was mutually beneficial, sort of thing. Because I wanted to move away. They were sick of me fucking arguing with every fucking decision that they wanted to make. And from then on, I didn't really hear from them, bro. I think I heard that one text from her, but there was never any interest. I think Don't Flop obviously was my home, innit? So if I was going to battle, it would have been there, you know? But I mean, now, obviously, things are a bit more fractured, and honestly, I'm not 100% in tune on all the different battle reads now, you know? But if I was to come back, I don't even know who I'd battle for now, you know? Because I'm so confused about who runs what league, and, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know, like...
I mean, I can see you battling on, like, a Code Red or a Chalked Out, or... I mean, they're all the same. It's just still battling, you know?
But which one's the KOTD one? They got
Chalked Out, yeah.
Chalked Out. Well, that's quite attractive, you know?
Yeah.
But, I mean, again, it's not something I'm looking at, and I don't think there's that much of a call, honestly, for me to battle. I don't feel like there's, like... Because I'd want paying, bruv. I never got paid for a battle, and that's not me moaning about pay, because I agreed... I negotiated zero. I agreed to battle for zero. So if I turn around and say, why didn't you pay me, then I've only got myself to blame, you know what I'm saying? So that was never an issue for me. But if I did battle ever again, I would want paying well, just because of the fact that I've built up a brand and off of hard work and just paid my dues, sort of thing, you know? But then the money I'd won, I don't think people would pay, to be honest, because they wouldn't get a return on their investment. I don't think I'm a ticket seller, you know. I don't think, if you look at my numbers or my followers or I was never that big draw, you know, which I think just goes to show that the relationships I built up with and Kruger, they went a long way, really, because I don't think it was ever the fact that I was a draw that they gave me opportunities. It was more the fact that they fucked with me, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, just to wrap up then with a few quick fire questions, as we always do. The first one first, just the first thing that comes to your head, really, your favourite Don't Flop battle.
Oh, shit. I would have to fucking go. I'll go with that Scissors and Endless one, just because I want people to check it out.
Yeah, that's a very
definitely, bruv.
Very, very fun battle. What about King of the Dot?
King of the Dot, favorite King of the Dot battle. Wow. Oh shit, bruv. I don't want to give you no long battle.
No, I mean just
long answer. I think for whatever reason, Arsenal Pat Stay just came to mind. To be honest. For whatever reason, I'm not a massive Arsenal fan, although I thought he killed it at the URL recently. He did, yeah. Smashed it, innit?
Yeah, he was so good.
That second round, bruv, he went in, bruv. Like, he grown manned him, like, big broed him, like, he was sick, bruv. And to be fair, I've not been a massive Arsenal fan. Like, I feel he can be a little generic at times, but performance-wise, he's always on point, and that was a different level. So, yeah, I'll go for it to answer your question. Sorry, Arsenal Pat Stay.
What about URL?
You know, the first one, I'm going to go with the first one that comes to mind. Just go with your gut in life. Fucking Conceited versus, what's his name? Sue Surf.
Yeah.
Sue Surf, Conceited. That I think they did that at Christmas time or something.
They did, yeah.
But I remember it coming out around Christmas and like being like, oh yeah, this is it. I remember being appreciative of the Christmas gift, you know?
Yeah, no, that is a sick choice, man. And final two questions, non-battle rap related. The first of which is your favourite film?
The Usual Suspects.
Oh, wow.
I just think like it builds you up nicely, and then the twist at the end, and just without even ruining it, because I want people to check it out.
Soul mentions it against you, actually.
Oh, don't lie. Oh,
yeah, he does. He mentions verbal kind.
That bastard.
Yeah.
That's what I mean about mental warfare. You got to watch out for him, man. And look out for him versus Gemini as well. I don't know when URL are dropping that shit, but boy, look out for it, man.
I think it's coming out fairly soon. I think Gem had written into his contract and has to come out in 2 months or so. So
no way! Oh, what a G! No,
I know. I love that.
Oh, I'm so proud of him right now. That is a boss move, man. What a G! Yeah.
And the final question: your favorite musical band or artist that are in no way hip hop related?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. They've been said a few times, actually. Okay, let's go.
Oh, really? Yeah, because I think they're probably, they are hip-hop orientated in a way.
Yeah, I guess they got a little bit of that, yeah.
Cheating in a way.
Yeah.
I'd say Arctic Monkeys are good as well.
Let's go.
Yeah, throw that one out there as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Sorry to take up so much of your time. I hope I haven't got too boring. Mrs. is getting pissed at me as well. Like, I'm definitely in the doghouse, but... Hopefully, it was good.
No, this was
entertainment.
This is a treat, man. I guess finally, how do people get at you, your music, that sort of stuff?
No, there's nothing, bro. That's what I mean. I'm not even Mr. 13 no more. Like this was just a trip down memory lane. Like as I said, like shout out to the people that enjoyed it. Shout out to you as well for obviously. I appreciate the fact you went and did notes and you hollered at me. Like I said, I'm super humbled. I know I haven't always come across like that, but yeah, I'm super humbled and let me just honestly thank everyone that's ever like come up to me in the fucking smoking area or bought me a drink or just showed me that sort of love in person like through this battle rap thing. And it's super like it just feels like it's a really wholesome feeling when you do something and it's just it's obviously battle rap might not be the greatest contribution to society, you know what I mean, but it's compared to some of the other things I've done in life. It's a win, you know what I'm saying? So for doing something that I just cooked up right in and performed on stage that people have, they found it entertaining throughout the country as well, like just going to different places and experiencing the love, like just going from that event recently, like just meeting people and enjoying that love and people that have enjoyed what I do. And yeah, super humbling. And yeah, man, just shout out to everyone. Like I said, no hard feelings, even with obviously I know and Kruger and Bagner, they've all kind of parted ways, and it was a bit weird being in the room with and Kruger and they don't chat, and it was all a bit mad. But honestly, with no hard feelings, man. I'm not gonna lie, he gave me like the most reluctant spud ever at URL, so I don't know why. I honestly don't know why, because I feel like I've handled for me, especially for me, I've handled it quite dignified. My like walk away from Don't Flop. I don't think you ever seen me in interviews slagging them off, and I think I've held it fairly classy, like I said, by my standards. So I'm not sure what his issue is. I just, if he does listen to this, it's all love from me. He don't owe me nothing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to him for the opportunities he gave me. Mad love to Kruger, one of the nicest guys I've ever met, man. It's good to chill with him the other day. Baggers, You always know it's love. Bamalam, proper blessed guy. Sam Graphics, love to him as well. All the people that I encountered, like people like Boski, people like Pete Cashmore, and that people that I never would have met, other than like if it weren't for Don't Flop, sorry. So yeah, man, shout out to everyone that's kind of pushing the battle rap shit forward, and definitely I'm still interested. I might not follow it as much as I should, but yeah, definitely I keep my eye out for things that. And listen, go check out Gemma's film as well. While I remember absolutely killing it. Gemini in general, like any fan of mine, please go check out him. I know you would have all heard of him, but just put your faith behind him, because he's like flying the flag for E&D and for everything we represent. So yeah, man, much love, man. Sorry to talk your fucking ear off, but yeah, my DJ Bones calls me the Waffle on Don, so I definitely lived up to my name on that one. But mad love for the time, man.
Of course, man. This was great. So again, please, everyone listening, go follow us at Battle Rap Resume. You can get in touch with me, battlerapresume@gmail.com. If you want to come on the show, you just want to correspond. Patreon, iTunes, subscribe to us on YouTube, leave a comment. Thank you to Ricardo Lucas as we went through here, who donated during the stream as well. Appreciate that, man. But yeah, Furtz, thanks again.
No, thank you, bro. All the best, yeah.